Hey, Pete, you ready to do the totally awesome, coolest show ever?
Oh, my stars and garters. Yes, I am.
That's Oh, hey, we got jokes already. What's going on, Sticks? Speaking of that, later on in the show, we are going to be hitting the reward of the Comics Are Fun Stick Boy 73 giveaway. We've got a list of 10 names. We will be giving it away. We also got a couple new segments coming out today. We actually have a segment where we're going to do something called the C List. The C list is pretty much characters that they're not A characters. Like if you go out there and there's those people that are like, oh yeah, I know that character because they're in this movie or that. No, these aren't that ones. And they're not the characters that are out there like, oh, but yeah, I think I heard them before. What movie are they again? And you're like, well, they were in the background of this movie. And they're like, oh yeah. They're pretty much the characters that are like, yeah, people don't know really about them unless you're like us, unless you're probably watching this and you're a comic book fan or just a nerd fan of Marvel, DC, whatever. So what's going on, Chad? We're going to do that. We're going to do C-list, show you a couple things because, look, cons are opening back up, and it's a perfect time to go digging. And then what else we got, Pete?
Well, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to doing C-list because that's like my bread and butter. That's the stuff I'm digging out of the cheap boxes and whether they're back issue boxes or the dollar bins. But yeah, we got that, but we still have the tier list where we're going to go through. We got another set of characters, another X-Men animated chunk of characters. And then we got some more Pop Culture Fight Club that's just X-Men.
Listen. Last week I took it too seriously. Like I came in, I'm like that boxer. I'm all prepared. I'm ready. I've been running. I'm doing the Rocky thing. I'm going. I gave you guys like too much info. I think I gave you guys like all the books, the keys, this, that. This week, no. We're doing the exhibition. Money Mayweather boxer YouTube fan person now. We're not doing that. We're doing that's what I'm doing this week. So we'll see how that goes.
Logan Paul in this situation.
I don't know who that is, but yes, you are because I'm like, hey, remember the Great White Hype? I'm the Wayne brother with the big belly eating ice cream at this point. That's what I'm doing. Hello, what's going on, Linda? Good
to see you. Irish.
What's that?
But I'm not Irish.
Neither am I. So one of us has got to fake it. All right, so that's what we got going on. Also, I think we're going to start off after this week, but maybe we'll get into a little bit kind of what's been going on for the week so far. This is on Wednesday. A lot of us have made it already out to the stores and stuff like that. I know there was one book. We'll try not to spoil stuff for you that much. Just kind of give you what our feel is on it. But I know there's a book that's apparently Pete's like, did you read X Factor? And now listen, Peter David X Factor, that's my X Factor. I don't begrudge the stuff that came before it. I don't begrudge the stuff that came after it. The only disappointment is that Peter David, instead of just doing a couple volumes of it, did every volume forever till he passed away or is going to pass away. My point being, that's the only thing I want. And unfortunately, since he doesn't do it anymore, I don't read it anymore. I did pick up this one, and Pete, you thumbed through it and read it too. They use a term called "my boy," which is like fam to me too. When I'm playing the old video games, that's what the kids say to me. What's up, my boy? What's up, my fam? Like, I'm too old for that. And that's okay. I mean, that's okay. Like, I realize, like, I'm too old for that. I wear Skechers, bro. I'm good. So not exactly my style of book. I did read it. It is interesting. I can see where there's a perspective for it. But it's definitely hitting a younger crowd, I think, Pete. Would you say that's true?
Yeah. Well, don't forget, there's like, there's over half a dozen X books now. So I think they're really trying to hit a lot of different markets and target demographics with all the different books. And I think this one might definitely be targeted more of that younger crowd.
Hey, you know what? That book, X Factor, the Peter David run, pretty much kept me into reading X books for a while. Okay, especially, there was random ones I was reading, like 2099, and I was reading like some off X stuff, like some of the event stuff, but really that was the one I was picking up all the time and getting in the pull list, and I got it all the way through. So I get it. Maybe there's a younger Marco out there, and like, this storyline, maybe they can relate to it a little better than me. I'm glad because it means that comics aren't dying. Like, it wasn't poorly written book. It just wasn't written for me. So, that's cool. There's a guy, Big Nosh. Check out Nosh. He's, we always talk about smaller guys, other people that do stuff. And Nasheed does something too. He tries his best. He's got his family. It's usually his daughters that interrupt him. This time it was his wife. So go over there after we're done with this and hit Nasheed up, give him a watch real quickly. He'll show you like what he picks up and everything like that. He's really into. He doesn't know all the ins and outs, and that's okay. But he's really a fan of comics in general, so it's really fun to watch his show. But he was saying kind of the same thing. He said something, and it's kind of cool. He's like, "This was for me. I picked this book up because this is what I know." And not everybody does, and that's okay. And I was thinking, like, man, I don't think we say that enough. I think sometimes we say, like, this is mine, which you're right. But if it's yours, it's not everybody's. You know what I mean? Like, Peter David's X Factors are mine, but it's not everybody's, and that's okay. So what's going on? JJ, Jedi, hey, Tony. We got them all in the chat tonight, man.
Yeah. Definitely in there. But yeah, I wasn't even going to go to the shop today. And then people started talking about this X Factor book. I was like, all right, I guess I got to go get it because I can't even remember if I still have this on my pull list. I had to recently trim down like the pull list because I can't get every X book anymore. There's just too many. I'm like, why am I still getting Marauders and this, that? It's just, I just can't do it anymore. But I did go out and I did go get it. So go look for it. Go find it. I know there's a couple of covers.
Somebody dies in the end. We're going to give that away as a spoiler.
Yeah.
But somebody dies. Listen, this is all I'm going to say. If you're reading the X titles, for some reason that doesn't come up on my screen. I don't know if it comes up on yours. JJ says X Factor 10 means nothing for me. No way. What happened is permanent. Exactly. This is exactly what I was getting into. If you're reading the X titles, this happens in every book. Literally, Way of X happened to 3-4 people. Actually, they did a whole segment for it. Marauders, it happened to a bunch of people. And Marauders, it happened. Every single book this happened. So I don't know. Somebody just picked up a book randomly and was like, oh, is this what's going on? Never read the new line of X-Men books? What's going on the island? Because, what was it, Golden Balls?
Yeah, they got Gold Balls.
The Gold Balls.
They can bring anybody back if they want to.
Cocoons and stuff like that. What's going on, Eric? Thanks a lot. Eric always doing good work. I got to shout him out again. Make sure, he's a good guy. He's helped me out with a couple things here, so I appreciate it. But yeah, so that was that. And then we saw Loki today. I don't know if you guys watched. We're not going to spoil what happens, but do watch the mid-credit scenes. There is, what, Pete, I was in the midst of watching the credits this morning, and I got to the part where it says Loki, where the things changed, and I was like, I got crap to do. Like, I got to actually get work. Like, I can't be sitting here watching these end credit scenes and see if anything happens. Shut it off. And our friend Jen, over from Comic Book Women and Nerdvana. Yeah. Make sure you're checking her out too. She's really great. But she's like, hey, what do you think? And I said, think of what? She's like, the credit scenes. I was like, oh, it sucks that they're not doing things. She goes, you're an idiot. And I was like, yes, I am. So I was like, well, I've watched every one so far. And this is the one I didn't watch. There is a mid-credit scene there. So make sure you're watching that mid-credit scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the other thing is Stick Boy does have a point. If it's off the island, it might be permanent, kind of. But that's actually not the case because in that book, somebody else's dead body was off island, and that person was there trying to kill somebody who killed them. So I don't know if you can follow that, but that doesn't mean it's permanent. Loki was really good this week. What did you think?
No, I really enjoyed it. I really did. I don't know. It's kind of hard without spoiling it to kind of talk about it. So, well, just kind of leave it there. But it's definitely. I know a lot of people are kind of like going hemming and hawing, like, I don't know, like the last 2 episodes, but they're back now. Like they're back on board with this. I never got off board. I've enjoyed this whole run the whole way, but this episode definitely did start moving things forward as we start, nearing that final,
Well, I think too, part of it, and I haven't heard this yet, so I hope it doesn't become that. But like sometimes people get so inundated on what they think is going to happen, not even what they want to see, what they think is going to happen, that they start fighting what actually is happening, even if it's really good. And I kind of want to see what the end of the weekend comes when people actually get to watch this, because I want to see if we get that crowd again that's like, oh, well, it wasn't good. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. It's not good because you were fighting. You went on the old interwebs and you typed something in the chat board, and now that didn't come true. And you're so mad that the people are saying, like, hey, like, just don't type in the interwebs, I guess. I don't know. I really like the show. I think you
watch it for yourself. You're like,
excellent job.
Don't watch it because what other people tell you to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
What they tell you they think.
Just got up. Well, I'm reading comments, and I should be reading comments. All right. Well, how about we show them? Do you want to start off with the C list and show them the C list? Show them what we're going to do here.
I suppose we could.
Oh wait, I got to do that. Hold on. All right, here I go. Share screen. Let's see if I can see the C list at all.
Wait, let me do the thing first.
All right, as you know, we're still working out some of the kinks and some of the bugs, but here we go. Hopefully, I'll be allowed to share this screen right here, and then I'll do one of these right here. So once again, this is the way that I think me and Pete, I know a lot of my friends do this too. This is kind of how we go hunting for comic books when we're going out there and looking for the quote-unquote keys or hot books. We also kind of dig the like 50-cent book or dollar book in there that really people aren't going after or people might have forgotten about. And we just do it off of memory of the cover. So the cover kind of ingrains in you. So we're going to show you some of these covers and kind of tell you why we pull them out of the boxes when we do. Kind of like dollar bin digging. But, you know, with Cons open back up, I figure maybe might help. Who knows? If not, sorry. But we're doing it anyways. All right. So these are going to relate a little bit to what we're doing later with our tier list. First off, we've got Shard. This is Bishop's sister. I will say this. The Uncanny X-Men annual number 17, a lot of people debate. Here's the debate. Here's the debate between these two books, 314 and 17, and it's so silly. So X-Men annual 17 and X-Men 314. In X-Men annual 17, she's a illusion or a dream, but she's definitely all over there. And obviously, as you can see, they name her. I consider that a first appearance. Where in 314 is her actual physical appearance. 314 is a dollar book, 50-cent book. We know that some of these books we want to pay $1.50 for when they start to heat up because they hit a website or a app. They then become $20 books. I don't know about you guys. I'm not trying to pay $20 for a dollar book. It's a good book to have in your collection. If you haven't got it, the early Frost book is probably one to pick up. Also, not quite a 20, not quite a huge book either. I mean, honestly, for annual 17, you can get this book probably graded if you get lucky for what it costs for grading and shipping. So, I mean, it's still one of those under books that you see. If they bring in Bishop, usually they bring in her and Fitz for a little bit too. The storylines are probably pretty interesting, and a lot of these storylines are similar to what happens in the adventure stuff too. So that's just two books you should look out for. I mean, really, like if you're in the $5 bins even and you see these annuals in there, which you will see, especially high up, might not be bad to grab them. Just try to make you familiar with some of these covers that people don't always see. Or don't pick them up. Whatever.
Yeah, just put in your mental Rolodex. Something that you recognize. You'd be like, I don't know why this is important, but I recognize it.
Because I'll tell you this, as a dealer too, some of these books like this, you're not even wasting your time. Like when you're buying collections, these aren't books you're like when you're buying 20 long boxes, these two books aren't books you're pulling out. I mean, they're really not. You might pull it out and put in the $5 thing, but you're going through, grabbing the big ones, getting your costs back. You're not pulling these out. So when you see those dealers that are there, you can sometimes you can get lucky. That's
why you can still find this stuff in like those dollar bins because dealers aren't pulling those books. It's not worth the effort. It's like, all right, so it's like $5. I'm not going to bother. I'll just leave it in there as a treat for somebody who does find it for $1.50.
Well, that's it too. Like with the book on the left, this book, honestly, on the left, they'll be like, well, I don't have a $5. I don't have a $10. I'm not going to put a $10 book on the wall when I have all these $100 books.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'll just put in the dollar bin. All right, Pete, what's up next for you? You talked about this book before.
Oh, yeah. I did this one a couple of weeks ago when I did a little X Factor thing. My hopes and dreams. I also enjoy the Peter David run, especially the X Factor Detective Agency bit when they rebranded it, with that new number 1 for a while.
Volumes, right?
But New Mutants 29, his first strong guy. I don't care. You're not going to say this is a cameo. It's him. He's that's the character. He's in there a couple of pages. I think it's in there a couple of pages. This is one full page, plenty of panels. He's like the doorman, the bodyguard, whatever you want to do. We'll call him, walking them into the house. But it's just a small appearance for sure. But that was the character. It was a small, very small character.
He's a bodyguard
known character for a while.
Yeah.
So it's a cheap book. You can still find. I found one last week for $1. Did it in my dollar bin pickup show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and for Layla, is Layla's bodyguard. That's what he was at this time.
That's what it is. Layla Cheney.
Yeah. And it changes around, but that's originally what it was. Other books you might be able to find too. Once again, this number one is one that you can find a lot of times. People pass over it, think of it as like, you know, that 90-ish style or whatever like that. And there is a second print, which is literally $1 book, which is surprising because of how much popularity second prints have come under fire. But the first one is another one like you know, it's one of those books where you're like, it's not even worth grading at this point. You know what I mean? That's how cheap that type of book is. So,
yeah, they're both like that though. You can still find that regular. And again, it is like a new number one, a new team, but this is actually 71.
Yeah, 71. Sorry. Yeah, the new team. So this is the first time this team is all put together is in 71. I keep saying.
Yeah, with Larry Stroman doing the art, which I knew he's a little bit divisive even back then. Like some people didn't care for his art, but it was different. It was interesting to me.
So there is 2 on that, and then the first time they actually changed his name over to Strong Guy is 72. Also a very cheap book. You can find that in dollar bins. Like literally, you can find this in dollar bins.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, and I mean, I don't know. Will it ever be a $200 book? I'm gonna say no. It's probably not even gonna be a $100 book. But you know, with the market and the current situation we are with what's going on, people pay more for worse stuff. You know what I mean? If you get it for 50 cents or $1. Yeah, do it. There you go. So there's a couple for sure. No, it doesn't hurt. Now this is one that I found funny. Now this isn't a cheap book, right? But this is kind of, I would say this is underappreciated book. You got to remember this is early 100s, so it's tough. Like if you're getting any of these books in the early 100s, it's not going to be something that you're going to pay $1 for. I mean, realistically,
No,
but to raw for mid grade, you can find sometimes some of these in the 5 and 10s, and even like if you're looking, this is one point I'm going to bring up with this. I'll tell you what it is first, and then whatever. So this is the first time. I don't know. You call it. I call it the first appearance of Christopher Summers and the first appearance of Chode. I said Chode because that's what the character's name is. They get him in 2 panels. They use names. I'll call it a first appearance. At worst, it's a cameo, and I think it gets overlooked a lot. I'm talking like this book for a cameo of major characters or C-list characters at least. Probably you're looking at like if you're in the 9s, you can probably get one for like a couple $100, $2-3.
Yeah.
If you're getting it raw, you could spend $50. And how many variants do people spend? Like right now, store exclusive variants, do they spend $50 on that isn't even worth $20 the next week? I'm not saying that you should go out and buy every one of these for $50. You can. I'm not saying spending your money for you, but if you want a book out there, you see it, and the cover is actually really cool. Like the cover looks really great. So this is just a book to keep in your mind when you're digging around. And you're like, yeah, I might want to get this book because if these characters ever come up, if they ever do a lot with the Summers brothers, the Space Pirates eventually are going to come in, and you're going to get the dad.
It's still early for that team too. I mean, Giant Size X-Men was followed up with X-Men 94, and this is only 104. So we're not even a full year into this new team, rolling out. So
it's a cool. I love the cover on this book. I mean, honestly, with the yellows, the oranges, and the light reds, it's a great book. And to get a great book like this in the hundreds, 30 center for like, I mean, it sounds weird.
Back too. It's kind of like X-Men 1 when you look at it, but with the new team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of a snowball being thrown, Wolverine's slashing at him, but Cyclops is still in the same spot.
Right, and he's got the little force field.
Nightcrawler's got beasts leaping at it's.
This is the other thing too. Probably about like 8 years ago, when we were buying silver, we'd always say like, "Hey, $50 for a 12 center for a 10 cent." Like we'd say stuff like that, and I think that's kind of how it's coming to the 30 centers now. Like, wait, you wouldn't pay $50 for a high grade 30 cent? I mean, it's got to have some type of relevance, obviously, but I think that book does. I think it gets overshined by this book a lot, which also, I mean, it's a good book, but I think for what you can get it after non-graded 9-8, like if you're digging through like the 10, 20 or like the X-Men like books, this one doesn't get repriced a lot, and you can pull these for, I mean, I pulled one of these for $45. You're negotiating, right? Because you're going to pull a couple books out of here. But this is obviously, it's the first cover and first team appearance of Starjammers. It also gives you the full whatever adjectives you want to put on 2 of these characters, but also gives you the rest of the characters in there too.
Yeah,
the rest of the Starjammers. Interesting point. There's a 35. This is the 35 cent variant of this is very hard to find, and there's a Mark Jules for the 30 cent. So keep an eye out for those. But once again, if you're going to drop $50 on a weekly book, or some people drop $200-$300 on store variants, you might want to pick one of these up. Is all I'm saying. It's just something to keep there. This is their first full team appearance, first appearance of what's her name? What's the cat girl that they throw around the table?
Hepzibah?
Yeah, and also who else do we got in this panel? I can't. Raza.
Raza, yeah, you got Raza, you got Hepzibah, you got is that Lilandra down below? I think.
Yeah, but that's not her first.
It's not her first, but she's one of the Shi'ar.
Chode's got the double guns and the cat that for a while was on his. I don't know, man. I just think it's funny saying that. I'm a child. I get it.
Yeah.
Once again, I hope you guys like that. Another C-list group plus cool cover. I'll also give it the cool cover. I don't know, and it's in the early hundreds. I mean, these X-Men books, once X-Men starts to hit, as well as I do, these aren't going to be books you can find for $50, $100 raw anymore. They're just not because.
And like you said, why spend if you're not in love with those 1 in 25s you might be grabbing just because they're 1 in 25s at your shop? Like maybe look at one of these older books and spend it there, or instead of that store variant where you get the trade dress and the Virgin that you're just going to be stuck holding with. I don't know.
I hear you, man. Stick Boy even says he saw pre-pandemic, which I know was a different market, but still he sold it for $40. Like that's a book that you can find it out there still for a pretty decent price. I actually like 104 because I like the cover better, and I just like what's the first appearance of Chode. So
just completely overlooking Corsair. It's all about.
No, I mean Christopher Summers is fine, but first appearance because when you're digging. You know how it goes, Pete. So this is a lot. Look, when you dig a lot, you'll do it and you'll make jokes with people you're digging next to. And every time we pick up that book, a bunch of guys and girls get together digging, and somebody is bound whenever they pick up to 104. Go, hey, look, first appearance of Chode, and I find that funny. That's the sense of humor we have. So, all right, so that's it. I hope you guys like the C list. Give us some comments below if you think it's good, if you don't, or if you think there's something we can improve. We always do take constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
All right, are we tier listing it?
We can, yeah.
We have like 12 in the chat, so let's get them in here to kill me on my picks and tell Pete how smart and great he is.
We don't need to run the intro thing again, but we'll throw up the. Remember, we did this last week, so this is
part 2. We actually have 5 parts. We're gonna do video games next week, which is cool.
Part 2.
Part 2, yes, the Deuce. You should have put the Deuce. That would have been nice.
I thought about it.
All right, so we're going to do part 2. They're a little bit different teams. Remember, this is based off the cartoon, not based off the comic books or anything else. And then we're going to do video games next week, right?
Yeah, I think I want to do video games. I think video games would be fun.
Then maybe we'll throw a little DC. Then we got still a He-Man comic book version we have to do, and another. We'll fit them all in.
Yeah, we still got a couple more X-Men. We're not through all the X-Men even after part 2.
Oh, no. There's 5 parts to this. We got it. So it's gonna get a little funny. All right. So first one. Oh, do I have to do this? I have to do this. This is my portion where
I could do it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, Rusty on the C list tier time. Yep. There we go. Everybody's already. Where are the characters? I'm way too low. Okay. First character we have up. Oh man, we're gonna have to go switch around up and down, left and right. Okay.
That's right. If you want to do that, go ahead.
Yeah. First one we got is Forge. He plays a lot of important parts in here as far as the TV show is. He's got a couple different versions of him in there too, including a future version where he is a 99% robot and works for the Master Mold. Does he work for the Master Mold at one point in the TV show? I think so.
I don't know if he works. I don't know. It's something that was actually
like the prisoner. Yeah.
I was watching that one today.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So Forge. I think Forge. Look. I like the character already. I liked him because of this TV show. Actually, a lot of these characters I like because of this cartoon. I have Forge in the A tier. I think just he had a lot to do in this. I don't know. I don't know where to put him, to be honest with you.
A?
Yes.
I'm more in that kind of B range, and it's not just because we got another red headband, and we're just coming off of talking about Corsair, and it's like how many we do our Bad Batch reviews. Like I've seen a lot of red headbands these days.
I get it, but this is the thing with Forge that I'll say. He's got cybernetic parts, and my goal in life is to have cybernetic parts, right? I give him a cybernetic bump to A, but I do see your point, and I see Stick's point, and I don't think we're going to get him to A. I think nobody else has the dream of being part cyborg, part human. Solid B. Yeah, solid B. Okay, we'll put him in the B. Maybe somebody will give us a vote later. And
hey, if somebody hops in and gives you support for A, it's
well,
not that I dislike Forge.
We've got three B votes. We got three B votes already. So, all right. Speaking of Chode, Chode is by definition a C character. I love him, but he is the definition of a C character. I don't think there's an argument on that at all.
No, I don't think. I think you're right there. He is what he is. He is. Hey, maybe that wasn't the Abomination in that Shang-Chi trailer. Maybe it was Chode.
Yeah, it could be Chode. No, Ultra says I want. It sounds kind of grandma boy. No, it's not like that. I want like one extendable arm, and then like the eyeball that can like do all the different things. And then I got bad hips, so I want like my hips not to. I want them to be cybernetic, and then I could jump real far too, or something to that effect. I don't know if I want like the blade.
Who were we argued about with the He-Man that you wanted to be with the extendable neck? Mechaneck. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could be Mechaneck too. Yep.
Mechaneck.
Forge is a C-lister, Chad. Don't you dare. No, sir. All right. Next up. No, sir. Shame on you. Okay. Next up. Are we going to the middle? No, we're going back up to the top.
Wherever you want.
We're going to the top. We're going to Polaris. Of course, apparently we've got a bunch of relatives in this list because she's related to the Magneto family, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the show goes, I would say she maybe irrelevant as far as the show goes. Better in the comics than she probably was on the TV.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely better in the comics than on the show. So I'm comfortable with the B as well on this one. I'm not going to argue that.
All right, put her in the B. There we go. We got a couple B's starting off.
Underutilized. Definitely underutilized, but it was an X-Men show, not an X-Factor show. And I know she was on the X-Men team, but it is what it is.
All right, well, we might have a controversial one next. Who knows? But I'm going to throw them out there because I'm going to try to get somebody at least into the A tier. I'm going to throw out Bishop. Bishop he's got the Days of the Future Past stuff in there. He's got some of the Hound stuff in there. He goes back and hunts down some characters. He's got the storyline with Fitz, where Forge and all that, the Master Mold storyline in these adventures. I actually this and Mutant Town, when he's in Mutant Town back in the Marvel Knight days, I believe are my two favorite Bishops. So I am definitely high A tier on him. Let's see what the people have. They have A. They have A so far. Yeah, solid A. Do you have any discussion that you're going to argue with that? Is there any bump up you'd like on that, or?
No, I'm not bumping him to S. I can't bump him to S, even though we will be talking about him a little bit later once we get into the battle. I'm going to save some of my commentary there.
Well, I will tell you this: he's better here than he is in the comics, and that's for later too. Fight Night. What's up?
That I could see that. He does have a strong showing on this show. But don't downplay everything in the comics. You mentioned the Marvel Knight stuff, but I also like that Extreme X-Men run that Claremont did too, where that little secondary team. That was a fun little run.
All right, Quicksilver. On this show, I did not like Quicksilver.
Yeah, he's a tough character.
I mean, I have him at like C on this show.
If we're just going off the show, it's kind of tough to argue because again, he's not a main player.
Yeah. I mean, we're going off the show. I mean,
exactly, and that's why it's tough to argue. I know his importance in the greater Marvel universe.
Yes, the greater Marvel.
Higher, but
yeah, absolutely. But I think we get C. Put him in the C. Give him the C bag. Maybe somebody will save him. Somebody's going to save him. Somebody's going to yell at us as he's S.
No, he's an A.
No, C. No. Yeah, just the outfit. Yeah.
Ralph Boner is staying right where he is in C for now.
All right. We haven't gotten any true dogs yet, and we haven't got. Well, we got somebody in the A. I think we're just.
This is going to be middle of the pack list. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, I think we might be okay. All right, I'm going to let the chat have this one.
Hepzibah.
Hepzibah. Okay, I like the character, but let me remind you of my memories of this cartoon. Is at one point Rogue takes Hepzibah by the tail like a cat and swings her around in the roof and goes, "Bad kitty," or something to that effect. Poor kitty, bad kitty, and throws her into people, and you hear like that's my memory of her. I don't know if she probably was in it more because I remember that I liked the Starjammers because of this cartoon, so she must have been in it more. But I always was like, the cat lady's just not good.
Yeah, well, even in the issue you showed, what is it, 107?
Mm-hmm.
Like that one image that we had of her, she kind of looked more like a skunk than a cat. Like the way they drew her, like the tail was kind of fluffy and poofy.
Yeah.
But,
We got our first trash contender. Did you see it? Stickwood put it up there. I actually have to agree, man. Like, I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah, waste. Absolutely wasted in the cartoon. Put her in the trash, unfortunately. Also, very interesting that some of these other characters they made sex symbols out of, and they never did anything with her. You'd figure there'd be some furry fetish or something like that.
Well,
like
they already got their tigras and
yeah, fair enough.
Cheetahs that they can go with for her. So she's a little bit further down the list on the anthropomorphic, cat ladies.
Wait, don't use that big of a word. We're not that far out there yet. All right, so let's put him out there. The Man of Steel, Colossus. I gotta say, in the cartoon, S tier.
S, huh?
Yeah, because I thought like that guy's so cool. I think probably whoever was watching Deadpool was like, we need one X-Men to actually be there.
He did get a lot of strong play on the cartoon.
A lot of strong play. I mean, they gave the backstory. They did like the backstory of him stopping the truck and turning into it. And
yes,
the Giant Size X-Men story. The Giant Size X-Men story. They did that. Yeah, that story with him.
My biggest problem with it, because again, I was watching this earlier today while working from home. I had this on in the background. Whoever the hell was voicing him was just so uninterested. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Give a little enthusiasm in your lines.
Yeah.
So, I would have been fine with A.
We got an S on it. We got an S tier, therefore. We got one vote S.
I will give it to you.
Listen.
I don't know if we have any other contenders today.
And this is what I'll say, because we got hit up with some of the voices, like Morph last week.
Oh, yeah, Morph.
All the voices in this are terrible. They are so... It's hard to listen to them. I turned that on for 12 minutes, and I was like... It had it in the background, and I was like, what even is this garbage? Like, I don't think you could watch... Like, you can't watch it without the actual animation, and I don't think it bugs kids as much. So...
And I think that's why it was grating on me, because like I said, it was on while I was working. So when I wasn't looking at the screen, all I hear is the voice, and I'm like, oh, come on, dude. That's it?
Yeah, that's tough. All right. So we're cut through most of the Starjammers. I'm going to throw one more Starjammer out there. We got Raza Ghul. Actually,
the early version of Warblade on Jim Lee's Wildcats.
Yeah. That's about right. He actually, though, had pretty decent parts throughout this TV series. And for being space pirates, he was actually the only flipping pirate one.
Piratey one?
Yeah, he was the only piratey one. He seemed like a pirate. He was doing... He actually... in the comics, what Chode's position was is like the wingman for... Corsair for Christopher Summers. He was he's kind of that in the TV show. That's like the only difference I'd say. He took more of that lead there. Chode kind of comes on a little bit later on in the adventures, but I think it's weird having a talking swamp monster that has a cat or whatever. I still don't know.
Yeah. Plus, the image of him, he looks more like just the muscle.
Yeah. So I would put him in B tier. I think he has to go above Chode and Quicksilver. He does have a predominant. Yeah, he's got a predominant.
I would be fine with him in C, but don't feel that strongly about.
I think he makes part of the Starjammers. I think part of the reason the Starjammers work in this, I guess, is if you have faith that the Starjammers work. If you have faith in the Starjammers because they had almost like a full season with them in there.
He is one of the only characters I can see crossing that. I can see him as one of the Pirates of Darkwater, cartoon. Like, he can be right on that show too.
Because didn't they do the Phoenix Saga with him? That's what they did, right, in the cartoon?
I think so.
It's where they lost the crystal, and then Jean Grey has to turn to the Phoenix Force to save the crystal from what's his name, the brother that was bad, and then I think that's what it was. So then they have to go back because then it's the two zones. I would have him in B. Does anybody? I'll put him in C.
Six got him in C. I was leaning to C, put him right with Chode, but
I think he's got to be higher than Chode, guys. Come on. He higher. Chode just growled the whole show. That's all he did. This guy actually had some type of maybe sticks or acting or whatever. Put him in B for now. If you get another C vote, I'll let you put him down. I won't let him go into.
Like I said, it's not that I want to drag him down. That's just where I would put him.
Yeah,
that was my initial reaction.
C, huh? All right. Well, different strokes, different folks. All right. Who we haven't? Oh, well, we could do him. Here we go. The cooler summer brother. Havoc. He definitely had like the shoulder pads going on in this.
Oh yeah, and that collar.
But I really thought like even with the like when he was able to use the pulsars through his arms, I thought it was really cool. I actually liked him better than Scott in the series. So I don't remember what I'd put Scott at, but I have him minimum A in this series. The minimum.
Yeah, I would be a solid A with Havoc. I would definitely say solid A. I don't feel he's an S character, but I do like Havoc. I love his power. His power is just it looks cool on screen. It looks cool in the comic. I know we're only doing the show, but it is a cool look.
I only have him in S tier if we had Scott in A tier. If Scott Summers is in A tier, we'll check after the show. He's going up to S tier, guaranteed. We'll put him into A tier now because he's way cooler than his brother. Way cooler than his brother. You don't have to look it up. It's kind of a joke.
I can.
All right,
you're going to have to introduce our next character, so I'll have a couple seconds.
Next character, talking about bad accents, Banshee. Because of this cartoon, I refused to read any parts of Banshee in comic books for a very long time. That's how much I disliked this character in the show.
Poor Banshee.
Do you have any debate?
I can't argue with that. He wasn't great on the show. Even the was never really a big Banshee guy, even in the comics either.
It's because of the show. It made him so bad that nobody really.
I mean, Generation X was kind of nice. Well, he was in there as like a mentor figure with Emma Frost, but outside of that, he was just a throwaway guy.
Accent alone, we might have to trash him. We might actually have to trash him. I'm that serious about how bad this guy is. Put him in the trash. Somebody can save him from the trash if they want.
Everybody wants to save him from the trash. Now's your chance.
So yeah, now's your chance. Well, you got a couple more minutes. All right. Up next. Ooh, do.
Cyclops we had as a B. Cyclops is down.
Okay, good. So then he'll stay in A. Solid A. Solid A. That was the chat agreed with solid A. Can she make it? No. I love this character. I love Majik.
Ileana.
I just
Ileana.
She doesn't in this. It's in this just as in Giant Size X-Men. Like they don't even name her Giant Size X-Men, and they shouldn't have just named her even in this one because she didn't do a lot of anything.
You just would have been little girl.
Yeah, little girl. You save your sister. You save your sister. Okay, so there we go. I don't know if we can put her in the trash of.
No, I mean I feel bad putting a little kid in the trash, but we can't go above C on the show. On this show, no. They gave her nothing. I mean,
yeah. You can't put her in the trash can.
But we can't put her in the trash. That's just
Magic. It's somebody asked who. It's Colossus's sister. It's like
Ileana Rasputin. Pardon
my
weird rendition, but that's what I heard when I was working today. Was him, the Colossus actor, yelling like that when he was going to go save her.
No, they didn't give her much in it. She pretty much they did the X-Men Giant Size X-Men storyline, which is not.
But they worked Omega Red into it to kind of keep it
They
modernize for the, what was going on in the comics. So they're trying to use, well, he's a Russian character, so we'll throw him in there. Kind of hodgepodge it together. But
we gotta save her. Okay, we saved her from all the dastardly.
Yeah, we'll keep her out of the garbage just because it's just wrong to put.
Well, yeah, it's wrong to put kids in the trash. Don't PSA for the day. Don't put kids in the trash, guys.
No,
girls, because we do have some females in here too. Look at that. Our percentage is like 10% female watchers. That's great. That's amazing. All right.
we try to cater to everybody.
We do. Next up, I gotta take. We talked about her before. I actually liked what she did in here. I think she's Shard. I think she had a lot to do. I don't know if we could get her up with her brother. All right.
No.
I think though we could get her into the B for sure. Solid B. A minus. I don't know, man. Maybe somebody else thinks differently. I think, but I mean, do you have her at least in B here, Pete? Is this what we're looking at?
In the show, I would say for the show, yeah, I'd probably put her in that kind of B range. I mean, because the comics, I mean, she's pretty non-factor for the most part. But yeah, I think a B is a comfortable spot.
She did. I mean, she did have some parts in some of the comics, but I think she had a stronger. She was definitely stronger in the show than she was in the comics.
Yeah, but they even gave Bishop like a stronger showing on this show because again he was new for the time. Like
no,
new characters they were trying to
promote,
help pump up a bit.
Okay,
Tony's with me with a B.
B, cool. Yeah, I'm down with that. Wolfbane. Did she have a terrible accent too? She did, didn't she? I can't even remember.
Well, yeah.
You're talking about Bishop. JJ Maxwell says, "Who would have thought the haircut would eventually become a thing?"
No, I think he's talking about Shard's little.
Shard's thing.
That little skater boy cut.
No, yeah, you're right. Son of a gun. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? All right, so we're going with Wolfbane. C at best. I mean, I actually like the character. I sometimes like this character, by the way. This is a tough character. And some of the stuff that Peter tried with her hasn't always worked too. And some of the stuff that just everybody's tried with this character has not.
Yeah.
Remember there was the
hit and miss storylines were
fake pregnant, but then demon baby thing that she had for a while going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like the Mutant run, but that run wasn't for me. So.
I'm comfortable with the C.
Yeah, I mean that's
I don't feel right putting her in the garbage.
Not with Banshee. Now that Banshee's in the trash, I'm not sure anybody should be down there with him, to be honest with you. But
that's fine.
Yeah, he needs some company. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. There goes. You're right. All right, let's finish. I was gonna get to him earlier. Let's finish off with like a mustache like that and a lock that flows through your hair. I can't. I mean, I'm S tier. But I know you guys won't let me put him in S tier. I know he's probably got to be at least A, though. I mean, he does have a lot of storyline in that Phoenix thing. I know the chat's probably going to kill me and say C at best.
I was a B. I was a solid B, but he is the leader of that team, so I can kind of give him a B+.
Put him in B. Maybe we'll get a chat vote. Maybe a thumbs up and a chat vote, and somebody will give us an A tier for him. I get it. I know I like this character more than most do. Looks like the B list is like my favorite characters -1 from this TV show. So I get it. I get what we're saying here. It's okay. That's why it's group participation. Okay.
Does look like White Goodman. Good call, JJ. We'll put it up. He does look like White Goodman from Dodgeball.
Oh, he does. But that's
WHIT.
Yeah.
E.
We got jokes. All right, we got jokes. We don't know if they're funny or not. All right, here we go. Strong guy. In this TV show, I don't even know what to do with him. I don't
either because I can't really pick him out of the show. I just think of him from
at parts I was thinking about it, I think he's good in the show. And then I'm like,
It's so hard to separate the two sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having trouble here with Strong Guy. And I'm looking at who we got left. I'm like,
I think you got to be him. No. You got to be him. I mean, maybe. Anybody going to see him? Anybody going to see him? Nobody's going to see him? Yeah. Hey, look. I got an A. There we go. Move him up. Move him up and put Strong Guy in the B. That looks even. Put him in the B. There we go.
All right. Well, we'll give some more time.
All right. We don't need more time. That's perfect. Okay,
well,
last one.
Once whoa, pull Corsair back down.
Yeah.
Down to earth.
A+. A++. They originally wanted to call him Xerox, but it's spelled like Xerox, and they're going to get sued. So we get multiple man in this show, though. I'll be honest, B at best. Unfortunately, and I love
that's again, I'm having that trouble with separating the show.
No, because he did the multiple thing where he attacked them. They did that storyline where he loses control of the dupes, and the dupes are the bad dupes because he has a problem with his vest, and then Wolverine has to fight him, and blah 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 blah. Not probably his. It's historically comic wise. That's Len Wein that did it. So, but you can't do it with that. You got to do it on the show. So I think you have to put him, unfortunately, in the B-ish category. You put him in C.
Well, I'm seeing some calls for Strong Guy down. Well, not some.
Okay.
Tech.
No. Yeah, and Stick says 2. Okay, we can move him.
Move Strong Guy down to C on the show. And
thank you. Is it because of the mustache? Is that why you put my man Christopher Summers in the A tier? Or that he had a lot of parts in the TV show? He was pretty good in the TV show, too, so I'll give it that. Yeah.
Sticks wants to put Madrox down in the C, but...
No. It's spelled Xerox with a Z, not an X. By the way, we're going to get all sued at this point. No. Sticks? No. Shame. I say shame.
Shame.
All right. So I think we've actually sped up this tier list where it's worked out pretty well, where it's not an hour long, because we probably got it done in 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoy it. Remember, leave comments below. We could still change them if we decide to. There has been fights afterwards about what we should do.
I don't think we're fighting on this one, though. I think this was a little tough because I felt like we were so middle of the pack with the selection of characters we had. But
well, there was some heavy hitters, and I pulled them out of here and put them into next one. The next one is it's Alpha Squad, Psylocke, and a bunch of just mismatched.
Yeah, next one might. Well, this one's kind of middle heavy. I think the next time we might be top and bottom. It might be trash.
It's going to be garbage
and trash.
Yeah. I was trying to even them out, but guys, I don't have a 9 to 5, but I got stuff I got to do.
Plus, it's so easy to do them in groups. Why would we do 1 or 2 Star Jammers this week and then a couple Star Jammers next week, or the X Factor guys? It just makes sense to kind of do the groups together.
Stick asked about the Morlocks. Any Morlocks? This is the thing with Morlocks. Number 5, and if you guys want to, leave it below and I'll do it. But we have one of our tier lists, our team tier list. X-Men Adventure team tier list. And I believe the Morlocks are on team tier list, unfortunately. I didn't want to break it all out to the whole.
Callisto and...
we can throw Callisto. We have so here's the rest of the list. There's that one. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I'll give you the list real quickly as you pull this down because we are going to get it to Fight Night here in a minute. I can tell them, right? We can give it away. Now, we still might...
we're not going to do it next week. It's still going to probably be a few weeks from now, but we'll get
we can let them vote on this, too. They can tell us which list they want here coming up. I don't have a problem with that. Next week's videos anyways, but we can talk about that, too. So, list part number 2 is going... We did 2. I keep seeing that because that was the last one we did. Did I redo 3? I had redone 3, right? Okay. This is great. This is great YouTube right here. Me looking at an iPad while we're not talking about anything. Good.
I suppose I could have filled time and been chatting.
Okay, so number 5.
While you were looking at that list, but
5 is teams, and it's Morlocks, Brotherhood of Mutants, Nasty Boys, the Inner Circle Club. Because remember, they thought the Hellfire Club was too risque for Saturday morning cartoon, so it was called the Inner Circle Club. The
not AEW. It's not Chris Jericho and his crew.
Nobody watches that garbage. Wrestling died in the 80s and 90s. All right. Acolytes, the Shargard, Savage Land Muties. I don't even know what that is. Oh, my God. The Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and the Ravers. I will say this. Do you know why I'm a better dad than you, Pete?
Why
Because
is that?
because of YouTube, and all I do is go show the kids all the old WWF, WCW, and all the old AWE stuff.
My son would just go onto all the
Southern
old WWE back when WWE Network was still going. Now it's Peacock, but he'll just go on Peacock. Not to watch last week's episode of Raw, but he wants to watch I want to watch Money in the Bank from 2014.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Send them all those
stats, and I'm like,
they don't even know. My kids don't even know that. They don't know that Hulk Hogan is still not a wrestler. They think he still wrestles and has hair. All right. We also have, so that's it. So that's one of the teams. One of the other lists is the villain list, which goes Magneto, Apocalypse, Omega Red, Mr. Sinister, Shadow King, Master Mold, Sabretooth, Nimrod, Juggernaut, Mojo, Spiral, Deathbird, Hodge, Fitzroy, the High Evolutionary, Task, Creed, the Phalanx, and Purple Man. And then number 3, which we just adjusted.
Not alone. Styx is going to AEW in September.
You guys have got problems. Number 3 is pretty much the Alpha Squad, which is Vindictor, Shaman, Puck. I love Puck, though. Snowbird, Northstar, Aurora, Sasquatch, Dr. Heather Hudson, which is, that's the wife of Captain Canada, the Vindictor. That's
Vindicator.
Comes the Vindictor, right?
Vindicator.
Or Vindicator. She becomes Vindicator, right? I don't know if she does in the show.
Yeah, I think she does become Vindicator.
McTaggart, Phoenix.
But no, they're the two. They take in Logan, like when they find him in the woods and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to also, in this list is McTaggart, Phoenix, Silver Fox, Mimic, Cannonball, Longshot, Dazzler, Darkstar, Maverick, and Psylocke. It also gives us an opportunity to do C-list. So whichever one of those lists you think is the best, let us know. We'll do it after videos. We'll run down them, or maybe we'll even pop them up on the screen so everybody can see them, and we'll choose for the week after videos. Ex-wife now. Thank you, Maximus. Yes, I didn't like it at the time. Okay, so let's pop up. What do we? Oh, it's fight night.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Somebody ring the bell.
Get ready. I should say the what I just said was inappropriate.
What did you say?
Get it up.
Oh man, that's probably bad too. It's Wednesday night. Everybody's out to have a little bit of fun, right? There. But do we have a promo for that?
We do. Here it comes.
All right, I've been running up steps. I've been hitting the speed bag real quickly. We've been doing it all. I'm going this week. I am going this week. Listen, Pete, I don't know how much you paid chat last week, but I hope the checks are stopped coming because right now I think it was rigged. I think last week, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I took it too seriously and like had the stats and I broke it all down and everything too technical, or you just paid them all off. And I'd like to think that you paid them all off. That's what I'd like to think.
Yeah,
so that
I paid them all off with free books. That's what I do.
All right, so this week we've got 3 lineups. Our 3 lineups are going to be who do we have going against each other?
All right, we're gonna do Polaris versus Magic or Magic, however you want to roll with it. And then we're gonna follow that up with Bishop versus Forge.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll wrap up the section and the segment with Multiple Man and Havoc.
I think those are pretty even lineups. Who had the last one again? Okay, all right.
This stuff it goes over everything. We're not limited to just the X-Men animated series. Now this is just everything.
Oh, don't worry. This time we're not going to give you like average prices and stuff. I'm coming for the drug dealer. Okay. Would you like to go? Who went first last time? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Good. So you can go first. Let's go.
All right. So we're going first, and our first matchup we're going again with Polaris, who is my contender to put into this, versus Marco's Magic. So
Magic.
Let's see. What do I have here for you? I'm just going to give you a little, history lesson to start, just kind of set the stage for our character. She first appeared in X-Men 49, which is one of those tougher to find books out there. these are one of the ones that are a little bit pricier because it is the first appearance of Polaris. People know this. People are aware of this. Granted,
Terrible
she's
cover.
only Lorna Dane at this point. She's not Polaris yet. She's just Lorna Dane. We don't know much about her. So that's the panels that I'm giving you right here. That's
cover.
all you're getting at a 49.
Terrible cover.
It is a terrible cover, which is why I like the next issue better. Issue 50. This is an awesome cover. This is a fantastic cover. I love this cover. And this is where we actually get her as, Polaris. And this
Looks
is
like
her
it's
queen, and this
watered
is, the daughter of Magneto. Her importance is laid out.
Look at that. I mean, nothing in there looks good. It's terrible. You had to give a you cut out a better picture of her because it just looks bad. Look,
I just needed to fill that empty space in between.
What's going on? I mean, I try not to body shame, but she doesn't look like a human being. She looks like she's got a third eye. She looks like an old lady who's like sagging. Her fingers are broken.
You just wanted to put that skull because of the bad guy lineage and all that. That's
terrible.
What you're getting there.
Terrible.
But I'm telling you, this is a character that, she's got something behind her. Now, it isn't until issue 60 when she actually joins the team and she becomes an X-Men now. Her place is now with the X-Men. And she joins the team. As I said, she becomes an X-Men. I know everybody thinks of her as, with Havoc and X-Factor. I mean, that's what I do, the Peter David run and that squad. But she was an official X-Men member. And that was
Green 60. Scarlet Witch. Thank you very much. You got Green Scarlet Witch.
Well, she's not Scarlet. She's green. She's the Green Witch. Come on. I mean, there's video games. We got Legos. She was on the TV show. She was on Gifted. She's been out there.
Did anybody watch that? Nobody watched that show.
No, a lot of people didn't. I mean,
probably try to sell the fact that she was on a show nobody watched. Not a good sale point.
And is it just me, or does this video game rendition kind of look like Charlize Theron or Theron? I don't know.
Yeah, because they tried to sell a character that nobody wants. It's like they try to make her look like Medusa a lot too, and that doesn't work. I mean, she's not a good character.
Come on. Here's some figures for you. You want some toys? We got some toys. We got some Marvel Legends, and we got this 2-pack that goes straight back to that Peter David 90s run. Don't even try to downplay your 90s run because I know you love it. I know you love the Peter David run. And yeah, she's got that perm going. She's got that perm going strong.
She also looks like, but I will tell you this is the problem with that toy. They tried to give her the green lips, and it looks like she just has a green mustache. It looks like she literally has a mustache.
No, but it is overly pouty. I'll give you that. She's a little overly pouty, but it's not a mustache.
You just have better graphics. You're better at doing the graphics than me. You're not going to win this, though.
And we got cards. Oh, we got cards, baby. We got Jim Lee art. That's right. And we've got, the
who doesn't have Jim Lee art?
Player. We've got all of this stuff. The 90s were a treasure trove of unnecessary, collectibles.
Okay, you just said Jim Lee art. During the drought of toilet paper of the pandemic, people used Jim Lee art to wipe their butt, and there's still millions and millions of copies of Jim Lee art out there. That's how much Jim Lee art.
You can still do well selling it, apparently. You see that the X-Men run, you find it in the dollar bins, like those Uncanny books. I find them all the time. I can't leave them behind. But apparently they still sell for whatever reason.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't try to resell them. And obviously, again, we mentioned it before, her and Havoc, they kind of go hand in hand. If Jean Grey's Cyclops is couple A of the X universe, like this has got to be couple B, right? I mean...
Well, no, Havoc is carrying her on his shoulders a lot because she's not that good of a character.
Yeah, they go together. It's peanut butter and jelly. And as we noted, she's the daughter of Magneto. She's the daughter of the most famous, most influential, important X-villain that there is.
That's all you got, huh?
That's not all I got. I also see some teases now that she could be taking her dad's place. Could she be in the new Magneto? I don't know. It's possible. And as much as you might say that I'm just trying to root her on because this is who I have in our little battle, let us not forget, online, she was voted by the fans out there as the character they wanted to join the X-Men.
That's a troll.
Much like the Jason Todd live or die.
That's a troll. Yeah, just like that was a troll too. This is a troll.
This is not a troll. They could have put anybody. They could have put Puck in here. They could have put any of the characters. They could have put Corsair or Raza in here if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They chose Polaris.
Okay, time out. The characters they could have put was a bunch of teams that were other team people that have never been on there and probably shouldn't. You had like half the X Factor in here. You had no. I mean,
but this is who they chose.
No, there wasn't anybody to choose. This is a troll. The end.
This is who the people's pick.
No people taught it. No,
the people's pick. And here, these are just a couple of covers that I just liked. I know a couple of these are store variants. You got Nakayama's in the middle and Campbell's over there on the right, but that regular X Factor 243, I just like it. It's a cool cover. These are just some nice covers that you can get for Polaris. Call her the Green Scarlet Witch all you want. I still dig the character, and I like the look. The floor is yours.
Good. Game over. All right, here we go. So, as you know, I call her Magic. She's magic. And I like her. All right. Well, everything just went weird. So, as you can see, Magic walks around with a big thing. Always one of the fan favorites. Not just mine, but everybody's. She's such a great character that they had to even slip her into one of the best X-Men books that's out there, Giant Size X-Men. As you can see, there she is as a little kid getting saved, referred to as
one of her 5 first appearances?
No, this is her first 1, 2, 3, 4. She's on 5 different panels, so I guess that would be a first appearance.
Tell that to the market that wants to buy New Mutants 14 or
that's because she's such a popular character. They just want to collect them all, like Pokemon. Like they just want to, and some of them might want a Pokemon, but they, they want to collect her all. 145 too has got her first name in there. Pretty dope. They just name her in there, so people collect this book. Besides that, the book would be garbage. No way to actually even buy it, probably. She's got awesome covers. You have her as Darkchild too. Like, who doesn't like a chick that's got a little bit of a devil in it and lost her soul? Who will carry a battle axe around? She ended up having her own series, which this is for. I know I like it because of the sword and how she floats. But one's really popular too. That's how popular. Does Polaris have her own series? Does she have her own series? No, I didn't think so. All right, and also too,
you can have your mini.
Also, too, it's limited. It's not a mini. It's a limited series.
It's limited. If anybody wants to read it, it's over here. We're not going to put it into the regular title because nobody wants to read it.
And,
we're going to put it over here.
And not only that, but people don't just collect her appearances. They collect everything that goes with her, including the Soul Sword. Speaking of which, she does have awesome toys. I mean, the Soul Sword is definitely dope. Then she's got a regular lightning sword. They even give her a dragon. Who doesn't like dragons?
It's not her dragon.
It's one of the the one on the right is. It's one of the little dragons that follows her around when she's in the limbo.
Isn't that Lockheed and the other one on the left?
I'm talking about the one on the right.
I'm just saying. I saw purple. I saw Lockheed.
But she's so cool that they put her in with Lockheed too, and Lockheed's the flaming shooting dragon. You know that she's so cool. They gave her a Lockheed that actually shoots stuff out in it. That's how cool of it is. And by the way, if you find that character, if you find that one, make sure you pick it up. And then look, man, she's got some of the dopest covers, some of the hottest covers. Everybody, including Jay Scott, wants to draw her. And they do it in a different way. Her Limbo storylines are great. Like, her, to be honest with you, and you could say, I know you got Polaris, and that's a shame. But in all honesty, her storyline, yeah, I know it's funny. Her storyline is way better. Like the whole Limbo storyline that they had with her, the whole Soul Sword thing, how she kind of backstabs. There's a bunch of times where she has to go back and forth and people don't know to trust her or not. And plus, by the way, you show me a Polaris cover that looks like either one of these two, you can win. But you can't because she's drawn a lot better too. So that is it. That is end. Please ring the bell. Round 1 is over. And
yeah, I can't fight you on some of the covers. She does have some great covers. I'm not going to pretend that Magic doesn't. But
her storyline. That mini for outside of joking around, that mini's actually really good. Joking aside,
I agree because I'll grab those books every time I find them. Because you can still scoop them in those cheap boxes, and I put sets together, and you can do all right. You get them for $1.50 each. You can easily turn those books. Well, this was also during the time when that movie was coming out. Now things might have slowed a little bit.
Probably slowed a little bit, but she's still a great character. I kind of hope that. I didn't like the idea of that movie anyways, and I kind of wanted Disney to take it over. So I hope they reboot some of the stuff. Because when I heard that they're going to do Demon Bear, I was like, you're going to do Demon Bear, but you got Magique and you got like the whole Limbo. Like, how cool. Like, that storyline, to be honest, out of New Mutants. Because even when you come out of that, I mean, half the run for some of the longest time with New Mutants has to deal with either Limbo, the Soul Sword, or, something between her losing her soul and everything else. they eventually doesn't Pixie end up having to get like the Soul Dagger too? Like they continue that on for
something weird like that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like it's crazy how much she has to do, and they made her such a minor character in the thing. Plus,
I still haven't seen that movie. It was on last night. I was like, oh, we were talking about it the other day. I was like, that movie was on.
I watched like 10.
I got to watch it from the beginning though.
Is this a 10-point system? Sure, Stick. Give us a rating. Somebody just declare me the winner.
No, it's just an A or a B. It's a one side or the other. You declare your side.
And it's a TKO. TKO.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So that's the first round knockout. I'm coming for round.
I'm not going to be knocked out. I'll say you might have. You stunned me.
Yeah. See how I did that now? I wasn't as dry. I listen to what the chat says. They say don't give us all the dry stuff. Come back a little harder. All right. So next up is Forge and Forge. Yes, very good. And you have Bishop and I have Forge. So I will try to go hard. Ooh, did I just say we might have to edit some of the stuff we were saying in this video.
What's live? We can't edit it now.
Yeah. No, afterwards. All right, let's go. So I know a lot of people are going to think he's talking about Forge. We already talked about how he's got the cybernetic parts, which I think is cool. So you're going to say, hey, he's going to talk about 184 and give us a price guide, a market report, as some people might call it, rundown of it. Or he's going to talk about the toys, like when they put him with Wolverine, because Wolverine's S tier, so Forge is probably S tier character too.
No, they just needed to help. They had to put an S tier character to help sell, to move that product.
You don't get that size of a gun if you're not S tier. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to talk about how he was a patriot, how he was a veteran, right? He was out there fighting wars. He was helping everybody out. I'm also going to talk about...
That's John Rambo.
No, he actually... That's his
You're confusing him with John Rambo. The headband. It's okay.
You do know that his historic background was that he was a Vietnam guy. But either way. Okay. All right. I'm killing your thing. Also, he teamed up with Rom. He's super smart. He actually rebuilt his own cybernetics. And actually, Stark Industries wanted to use him all the time. And he told Tony, get lost, bro. Till he stopped making missiles. He's the reason why the Iron Man movie, where he stopped making missiles and everything else, that is all because of Forge. Forge is the one that made Tony Stark stop that, even though he's an alcoholic. That true statement right there. He's definitely smarter than any of the other X-Men, including Beast. He's also a lover. This is what I'm going to tell you. Listen, all that stuff's great, but he is a ladies' man. Look, you had Storm doing diving into water pools, wearing barely anything. He's over there. She wants to just make out and roll around in the bear skin that he's hanging out in. They start kissing. He's such a good lover that he makes lightning and thunder happen. He's just like me. But that's not it. It's not just Storm, right? He's with Storm, and you got Jean Grey. Hey, listen, Wolverine and Cyclops isn't enough. She takes him to a different dimension. So as you could say, pretty sad. Yeah, we need to be banished together in a different dimension. Is that the only way you can be around me? Because she's like hiding him in a dimension so she can, I don't know, rub his shoulders. Is that what she's doing there? She's definitely rubbing her shoulders. Yeah. I mean, he is the ladies' man.
To tell him to get out of her way because she's got to get by
between that ponytail and that sweet, sweet mustache. The ladies love him.
I thought it was the tapered pants.
But
the baggy tapered pant look.
And you might think like, well, maybe he's a lover, not a fighter. But no, when Bishop gets all mad and tries to take out Raven, what's her name? The one that changes. Yeah, Mystique. He actually stops the power punch from Bishop. He's like, hey, slow down. Look, put that arm down, son. He just talks him down. He's like, hey, you put that power stuff away. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of this. And yes, he does. He certainly takes care of her too. And I won't show you that panel. But they got all the time in the world. By the way, just to go back to action figures, if you see this action figure, make sure you pick it up. I know it's the Wolverine X-Men one or whatever, but it's pretty expensive action figure.
If you like yellow vests, this is the action figure for you.
It's a pretty expensive action figure. All right, so there you go. If you see that roaming around at a garage sale, make sure you grab it. And that is Forge. Should I keep going, or is it done now?
No,
are you even gonna come? You don't even have to. You don't even have to compete with that. I know.
I don't even really have to go, do I? We'll just move on.
JJ, he is not in the friend zone. He was actually the truth of the matter is he went and cheated on Storm with Raven. Like he was like, hey, he was gonna get married to Storm at one point. This was way before the Black Panther married her. Storm had been rejected so many times by Forge that she ended up just falling into the arms of Black Panther. That's the true story of it. But also he cheated. He like packed his bags. He's like, I'm out, Ducey. This mustache and this ponytail, out. I got a shapeshifter that I'm getting down with. And they still had Jean Grey on the side. So like, I mean, whatever, dude.
The shoulder tap. Anyway, moving on. We still do have Bishop, which I'm sure you all
It
know
was Tony.
is 282. I mean, he's on the cover and the last page. That's it. I guess it's a cameo, whatever you want to call it. That's
No way,
on the
people are
cover.
calling this a cameo. Are you kidding
It
me?
is. I mean, that's all it is. It's the last page splash, but they're on the cover. I mean,
His name and he's on the cover. Yeah.
it
Okay.
is what it is.
Huh.
But if you want 283, that for the first full, I mean, get them both. You always get them together. Yeah, it's like a package deal anyway. So you get the two of these together. I just think he's got one of those cool powers where I know it's one that's been done before. It's a little bit of the Sebastian Shaw kind of thing where you can absorb other people's powers and redirect them. And sometimes he uses a gun to do so, but it's still kind of a cool power. It still gives him a lot of abilities.
Out of these three panels, let me ask you a question. Which one of these is the least worst storyline of his?
What are you talking about?
They're all bad. But
Well-
good call. That was good. Yep, good answer. Good answer. They're
Hey,
all bad.
You got plenty of storylines. You want him in movies? He's already in the movies.
Terrible in the
You want
movies.
The animated show? We already went over his A-list status.
Only
In,
places ever good.
I'm just saying, we're already A-list status on our animated show. And we got some video game appearances for you, too. How many video games can you play Forge as? Can we see Forge in X-Men versus Capcom? So he can use his cybernetic leg to do some dance moves or
Which
something?
one's that? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay.
There, down
What's
below.
The other way, right? What is that?
That's from
Falcon? That's Falcon Winter
Legends
Soldier.
or, I forget the name of the game. It's almost like the Ultimate Alliance kind of thing, but the X-Men one.
Okay, so nobody remembers. Good call. People don't
Doesn't
even
matter.
remember.
There's so many options. There's just so many options. So many options. You got Marvel Legends. You got the old Toy Biz. You got Mezco. Does Mezco even know who Forge is?
Peg hanger. Nobody ever bought that.
They're there. They're out there. And
Yeah, they're
aren't
still on
cheap.
pegs.
And you know, I love these things, so I'm going to show them to you again. We got cards. Not only do we have the Ghibli X-Men series cards, not only do we have the Marvel Masterpieces, but we also have the Executioner song where, oh, I guess he must be an S-tier character because he shares a card with Wolverine. If we're going to use that argument.
No,
The Hunters. He also has
recreated character, just like that
relatives.
argument.
He's also got important relatives. He's the great-grandson, I guess, of Gateway, and we already talked about his sister Shard, who you also wanted to A-list with him on
In the
our animated
cartoon,
show.
it's because that's the best they'll ever be is in the animated show.
I said she was a little bit less on the comics, and you said no, she's got good storylines too. But that's his family. I'm not here to talk completely about his family, but I did also mention I did like the Extreme X-Men run. It was in Claremont picking back up with some of the characters they let him play with.
No, sir, fail, knockout. Do you know you're in the ring still?
We're still in the ring.
No, this is where the ref comes up and checks you, holds your gloves. Are you okay, son?
And just
Are you okay?
just some covers. You got some variants with some crazy '90s foil and Jim Lee. I mean, Bishop is a product of the '90s, so we got to go with those '90s covers.
That Bishop 1 series is just straight garbage.
But it's got a nice little cover.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Nope.
How many? Oh,
you killed the ratings talking about Bishop.
How many
at this point.
Forge series have there been?
Valid point. Valid point. All right, that's a good one. Good job. I think that's a tie, maybe. I think I have to have that one. We'll let them decide later. Oh, we still have that giveaway too for.
Oh yes.
So
you want to do that first?
No. Should we do it first? No, we got one more. Let's do it at the end.
All right, we can do one more. You want to do one more?
All right. Yeah. Last up.
So do I have to go first?
No. You go first. Yep. Sure.
All right. So our last matchup of the evening. Madrox versus Havoc. X Factor team leads going head to head. Which era do you prefer? I guess is what we're going to come down to. Let me get my slideshow prepared for you guys so I can put Marco in his place.
Not gonna happen.
So Havoc goes far back as basically as Polaris. We're talking again those double-digit X-Men books, not some '90s introduction or what is that? Uncanny 164. You had to tell people what that book was. No, 54 is the first. Alex Summers. He's not quite Havoc yet. He's just Alex Summers when he shows up, and everybody's surprised. Like, oh wait, Scott has a brother? And there you go. They're introducing you to Alex Summers in that X-Men 54. So it's not quite Havoc yet. We're not getting Havoc until a nice slow play over the next few issues where they're giving you little bits of, oh my God, he's a mutant. And then you're seeing him use his powers. But it isn't until 58 where you get him on the cover and you get him in costume. And that costume is just fantastic. It just is. It is. You go ahead. You make fun of it all you want. There's something about the black costume. It's just iconic. It's an iconic.
It looks like, remember those little spiral things you had in grade school where you took a thing and just drew a circle? That's a spirograph. That's all they did. They took a spirograph and drew it on.
The spirograph. Come on, how awesome is that power when it's drawn on page? It just lends itself to just covers and splash pages. It just does.
It's just somebody doodling circles. That's all it is.
Still looks fantastic.
Well, you know what? Art's a matter of taste, I guess. Some people's taste is trash.
He's had plenty of looks. We got the '90s shoulder pad look if you want. We've got a little bit armored and a little bit of the sleeker look as time goes on. He's had plenty of looks over the years, so you could pick the look that you like.
I don't think anybody likes.
Got him in movies. Both the OG. Even though he was the older brother, which I did not care for in the first class, I didn't like that change. I didn't like him being the older brother, but
that's because nobody likes him.
To make his power kind of match, Cyclops' a bit with the red.
It's like 2000s. They're still changing him around, trying to sell them to people because nobody's buying.
No, it's just they just couldn't.
It's like Crystal Clear Pepsi, bro. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
But hey, and again, we got the Lego. He's got a Lego. Does everybody else have a little Lego character? I don't think so. Nice little '90s pixel version as well, and I still got cards for you. I got cards because I love the cards.
I actually love that.
You got a couple of the Jim Lees too.
Yeah.
These are great cards. Come on, look at this. Look at this yellow 91. I think it's fantastic.
The one before that too.
The
original, card.
That one's great. The masterpieces.
The masterpiece. The Havoc masterpiece was okay. I mean, it doesn't look like Havoc, but it was okay. I'll give you that. For a D-list character, it's pretty good.
Oh, we'll give you D-list. We know where we ranked him. We just ranked him. Don't give me D-list. And we got that Executioner song. You know those books. You still see those. Even polybags still in those dollar bins. You can scoop these up and get some of these cards. But you get the Polaris and Havoc card for this one. So you get them paired up. And he's got plenty of figures. I leaned more towards the that original look because, like I said, I like it. But you got the Marvel Legends. You got the old school Marvel Legends, the Marvel Universes where you get two versions. The original Toy Biz, they didn't have one. They didn't actually release it. They released it like as a Toy Fair exclusive a bit later, but that was mostly a Daredevil repaint. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really that original, like 90, I forget what year it was, like 94, 95, somewhere in there. In the early, it was more of a later 90s.
Is that Black Bolt? Did you put Black Bolt there? Is that Legends of Black Bolt figure?
No, that's not Black Bolt. That's Havoc.
Oh.
That is Havoc. All Havoc, all day here.
Sure.
Yeah, I am. And here are just some of the covers that I do. I do like this Uncanny cover. It's a great cover.
You're not doing the
Jim Lee Extinction Agenda. Extinction Agenda is one of those things we were talking about before we started. That was just one of the first crossovers I had to hunt and collect.
I forgot to show off. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, and then I had to go with the 92 because it's hologram. Check out the Joe Quesada hologram. It's just another fun 90s cover because
no, sir.
That's what we're talking about.
No, sir.
Havoc.
Losing people watching because it's so bad at this point. All right. Go ahead. Also getting late, so people are going to watch in the E3.
No, it's all right.
We appreciate everyone watching, though. We really do. Okay, so here it goes. I mean, no, they just want to tune out because it's going to get bloody here. You're going to get destroyed, and I just have to figure out how to work a computer, and I will destroy you if I could just figure out how to work a computer.
You can try.
Right. I know. It helps. I actually do like Havoc, but the better of the two characters is coming up now. All right. Xerox with the Z, or my man Maddox, or my man Multiple Man. Created by look. Hey, listen, when you got Len on one and you got Peter David, I mean, look at these sharp guys. One's got he's got the little computer calculator watch. You know what I mean? He's got the glasses, the sunglasses you can put on top of your glasses.
Sure, it's Peter
and the
David,
pen-
not Ron Jeremy, because that kind of looks like Ron Jeremy.
Hey, he's got the skullet, bro. You know how popular skullets are? Peter David had mustache and skullet before it became popular pandemic hair wear, dude. Okay? But let's just start off with this legend. When you got a guy like this making up the first appearance, oh, by the way, not just the first appearance, Fantastic Four, not him doing it by himself. He's also on this book because he was editor and creator of the character. But then he decided to go and kick a couple, I don't know, maybe guys you might heard before, maybe a couple of legends like Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, to do this book for him. You know what I mean? That's who was doing all the arts and stuff. So, hey, that's good. And then you got David. David recreated the character. He said, look, that's a great character right there. I don't want to use him, but I will make him even better by telling great storylines, like when he got them together on the team for 71, or he did the mini-series of Madrox, or just Multiple Man. Let's call him what he is. I really like this as a priest. Yeah. Or this is a cool variant too, and hard to find, the black and white one right there.
The second print?
Yeah, he's doing like the volume 3 run on it. But yeah, I mean, these were books that defined this character and had great storylines in it. The one in the middle, when there was he was doing his own solo thing and the priest thing where all the dupes are out. Like, that's a crazy, just how his mind works to create these storylines. And not just to add on to the characters, but I mean, he did define the characters. And when you can have Peter David, as you said before, I mean, between the two of them, creating the character and really creating the storyline for the character, who would you rather have? I mean, did Havoc have that? No, he was a throwaway character. Plus, too, he also, he has this girlfriend that he got to know as a little kid and was like, hey, look.
Yeah, that's an uncomfortable aspect.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable storyline.
I want to let that fit out. How are you?
Very uncomfortable story.
I had trouble with that when I was recapping.
Do you see how I put the picking of the nose and the guy looking sideways at it? Yeah, and then he's got the palm face over here. Really weird stuff by Peter, but she did say, I'm going to marry you one day, and they got married. So there you go. As far as toys, he is the ultimate toy builder or army builder for all you guys that love army building. Everybody does it.
A picture of McSteamy, who played him in the X-Men movie, or no?
Do that. But girls love him too. I don't know who McSteamy is, but I do. Oh, that's why, because he's from the Doctor thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why every girl wanted to go watch that movie. Okay, either way, he does have got some cool toys, and actually, they're pretty the Legends one's pretty expensive too for what it is, because there was a lot of people doing multiple mans.
Yeah, almost like a trooper build, troop building.
Yeah, troop building. So troop building guys absolutely adore him. There's tons of stuff. There's some real cool stuff you can find online that people did with him. I'm not gonna show all everybody's work, especially without giving
even
credit.
Get multiple heads, so you could do troop building. You could.
Oh no, I got you even one better.
I'm making the argument for you.
He's so cool and so popular. Even Gambit and Cyclops want to be him, dude. That's all I'm saying. You know he's a winner when you got those two guys. And that's the end of my slides because I don't know how to work a computer. So there we go. I think that's another one. Bing it. I just hit a home run with that.
I do like Madra. I'm not gonna lie. I've said it before. I like Madra.
Yeah, I like both of them too. I do like Multiple Man a little bit better though. I think because of the Peter David run, right? If he did a run with Havoc, I think he would have been just as good. But you got Len creating him, and he was okay. I did like the story part.
Peter David really made him what he is. He became apart from being a leading character, he just became interesting. With the idea of the dupes doing their own thing, and
So this is kind of the funny part about him. When I joked about the Xerox thing. So they were going to Len, even when he wanted to do it, he was the editor at the time, and he tried to push it through that the guy was going to be named Xerox with a Z. And legal's you cannot do that. He's fine, whatever. And almost just gives up on the character almost, right? And then you get Peter has to pick it up and put it on that thing. He was pissed. He he'll tell you he didn't want to have anything to do with it, and then did such a good job of rewriting that character, slimming him down, not doing the head thing and everything else. He did a great job. And I mean, when you look at X Factor leaders, as soon as they made Havoc the leader of X Factor again after and part of that Peter run, I was just oh, come on, man. Because he did 1 and 3. He did volume 1, 3. They had him in 2 where Havoc took over. then they brought him back, and then they did investigations after that. And in the meantime, Peter had done like the mid part where you had that crazy Miller story where she like doesn't she go in the future and that's where she grows up.
Yeah. They go to Bishop's future, and that's where they got the M's tattooed on their face.
And his dupe had it, and because his dupe got the M on it, and he got it. But that's man, I got a big bruise on my arm. Huh? Look at that.
Jesus, what'd you do?
I don't know. All right. Anyways, so I mean, because my skin's the light makes my skin lighter because my skin's not that light. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what we got. I don't know. I hope you guys rank them down there. Tell us what we got.
Giveaway real quick. Want to do Sticks' giveaway?
Sticks still here. Let's do the giveaway. Let's see who we got. Thank you for everybody stopping by. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get the roller. Are you pulling up the roller? Okay.
Yeah. So again, I just pulled the commenters and those people in the live from last time. And if you did the instructions of telling us your favorite He-Man character and we're in the live chat, you got 2 entries. So Astro Wizard and Rob's Nerd Heaven both got 2 entries where everybody else has got 1. So You guys are over there on the right.
Thank you, everybody, for.
I'm going to shuffle it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just tell me when to stop.
Oh, stop. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought I was waiting for somebody in chat to say that.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
And we're going to spin it, and we're just going to see who wins it.
This is the Renavision Wheel Deal. Oh, if it's Ruben, he's going to lose it. All right, it's Ruben.
It's Ruben.
Oh, Ruben's always winning. All right, Ruben. Pete, give Sticks Ruben's mailing information.
Yeah, Ruben. I'll let Sticks know where to send that.
It's for a He-Man thing, and then thank you everybody for watching. Once again, we do appreciate everybody live. It does take a lot of you to make this show work because we've got the voting tier system and everything like that. We're thinking about maybe, I don't know, I kind of like the time, but maybe we'll move it back an hour. I know there's a lot of guys telling us that are in the chat usually that they or up. We can move it up, but I know a lot of guys say that they work, and we don't want to.
Yeah, why don't you guys tell? What do you guys think? Do you like 8? Do you like 9? What, 9:30? Are we thinking 10?
I guess 9:30. Yeah, 9:30 probably the latest. You know, we gotta get up in the morning, right, kids?
We do. Yeah.
All right, well, let us know. I think the time works, but if you guys want us at a different time, I know we're going to get some people that do. Thank you, Tony, for telling us this is a great show. We really do appreciate it. We're having fun.
We're just having fun, and as long as you guys are having fun, that's all that matters.
And as long as you guys like the segments, if there's anything else you guys want to hear us talk about, dude, I just bought a bunch of. Maybe we should do next week. Maybe during the video games, I'm going to show out. I had a good digging. I dug at my friend Keith's place. I'll throw his stuff up maybe next week too. But actually, I think he might send us some books to give away. But man, you know, there's been some good digging at cons opening back up, and I got. We can
do a pickups thing because I don't think I'm going to do a regular pickups video anymore because I don't really have a spot for it, nor am I buying that much.
Yeah. Cool.
So we can do a little pickup segment.
This is what
I know you don't want to do the non-Star Wars stuff. We're not going to do non-Star Wars stuff on the Star Wars show. So we can
yeah, because I get a lot of cool stuff. Everybody gets to see in the back room, and they're always like, "Why don't you show it?" And it's like, and some of these honestly are stuff that I pick out at the dollar bins when I'm just talking to my friends and stuff like that. Some of the stuff. I mean, I know I get some good deals. You know, but it's always about building relationships and stuff like that. So
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, early, but 9 is good. 9 is good. Agreed. Was agreed. What did Dante agree on? I don't know what he agreed on. Oh, great show. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Well, hey, guys, we're going to take off for the week. We're going to work on some more stuff. We are going to do a video game. I think we should, hey, guys, comment below. Should we do Nintendo or Sega?
I was always more of a Nintendo guy, but I can do either.
No, it doesn't matter. Nintendo or Sega. Thank you, Dante. We appreciate it. Yeah, give us. Are you fishing? My man, look at him. He's fishing on the river, catching some of them steelhead, huh? There you go. All right, I like it. You got the little fly fishing going on. All right, Ruben, congratulations. We'll get a hold of you. Pete, I'm trying to burn some time. Am I supposed to take us out?
I can take us out once we're ready to go.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it.
Definitely, thank you. And we are only 3 away from 700. I'm going to get
sub. Have your mom sub. Have your dad sub. Have your cousin sub. It's 4th of July coming up this weekend. Steal people's phones. They all got the YouTube app on there. Hit the old Renavision. Renavision in there. Hit the sub button because this man just wants to give it away. And we have something. When we get up to 1,000, we're planning on the 1,000 because the 1,000's coming. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to be disappointed on the 1,000. So it's going to be like Oprah Winfrey in this this piece. Okay, take us out of here before we give away too
All
much.
right, we'll see you guys later.
All right, later.